Guys, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You know what that means? I'm gonna get drunk and throw up, and then I'm gonna fall asleep with my cat. So, well, that may or may not be true. Well, I don't throw up very often. This is my first Valentine's Day, though, as a single adult. Like 98% of my adult life, I've been in a relationship. So, to find myself sexily alone with my cats this February, I'm surprised, but I'm not. Who's Mama's little Valentine? Who's Mama's little Valentine? I like to think that like I would be a suitable partner for somebody, but right now that's not the case. Like I have a lot of positive attributes, like I have a great rack. That's really the first thing that comes to my mind. I mean, I have a master's degree. I like to think that I'm like a person of substance. I like to think that I'm like witty, funny, creative, and fun to be around, but I'm definitely like emotionally unavailable right now, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially when you're honest about it. If people are interested in you, it's obviously not that attractive of a thing to say to somebody, but like that's where I'm at. Because like right now, like I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy, and I'm not putting energy out there. So like of course I'm not getting it back. Like at first I was like, why aren't people hitting on me or talking to me or getting crushes on me? And it's because like I have zero energy and I'm putting nothing into the universe. So like, why would I think that I would get that back? It makes no sense. So I try to look at a lot of things in like a positive light, and that works about 10% of the time. But I mean, when you think about it, like being single is kind of a little bit of a blessing, and it's not a blessing that a lot of my friends have right now as I'm getting older. And like I've said before, like cultivating a relationship with yourself, like cultivating relationships with others that are platonic is so rewarding and awesome. And like you get this time to like really grow and develop as a person that like you wouldn't otherwise if you were absorbed with somebody else. Like it's okay to be like a little self-absorbed. And I am like a little self-absorbed right now, which is probably another reason I'm not in a relationship. Trust me, there's more reasons that I'm not in a relationship than why I should be. Like the fact that I'm wearing this cat t-shirt, and that I own a cat backpack and a cat phone case right now. And I don't know, there's a lot of other things too. Like I feel like I have like trying to work through some self-esteem issues. Like people are either like, you are awesome, and I'm like, I know. Or people are like, you're awesome, and I'm like, no, I'm actually the worst, and I mean it. I also feel like my sense of humor inhibits me meeting girls, because it's like I'm a very sarcastic person, and if people like can't get on that level with me, then we really have nothing to discuss. And like I said, there is like the great fucking wall of China in front of my heart right now. I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be completely honest right now. I'm so afraid to be in love, and I'm so afraid to be in an actual relationship. So I was trying to think about like what I wanted to talk about today, and my mind was kind of like surprisingly all over the place. And I mean, I kind of wanted to joke around about Valentine's Day and whatnot, but what I really wanted to talk about was like the sexuality continuum, because it's so fascinating to me. Like, take the Kinsey scale, for instance, which goes from 0 to 6, 0 being exclusively heterosexual, 1 being predominantly heterosexual but incidentally homosexual, 2 being predominantly heterosexual, only incidentally homosexual, 3 being equally hetero and homo, bisexuals, 4 being predominantly homosexual but more than incidentally heterosexual, 5 being predominantly homosexual, only incidentally heterosexual, and then 6 is exclusively homosexual, where there's also like a variance of non-sexual people, if that exists. I don't believe it. I don't know, like I even like to think like outside of the Kinsey scale, like I think that like sexuality and sex is very different. I think that like gender identity and gender expression are very different, and I think that there are literally like hundreds of different scales and continuums that we could put ourselves on if we really wanted to. So where do I fall on the Kinsey scale? I just feel like sexuality and sexuality issues are really important to talk about, because I don't think that people talk about them enough. I really don't. And I think that our existence like on these scales is ever changing, and at one point in time it might be in one place, and at another it's, you know, could be completely the opposite. I'm all about the spectrum. Like I've dated gay girls, I've dated straight girls, I've dated girls who don't know whether they are coming or going or who the fuck they are. And I mean, I've also, like, in my personal experience, like, I've existed in different places at different points in time, like, on the spectrum. Like, if people ask me, and they often ask you because, like, they want you to fit into some place, they want you to be in some box, they want to have a label to, like, slap on you. So if people ask, like, I will say, like, yeah, I'm gay or I'm a lesbian, but, like, when it comes down to it, it's so much more complex than that. It really is. And I hate saying that I'm a lesbian because I feel like the word lesbian sounds like a fucking disease. It's like, did you hear what happened to Tanya? She got lesbianism. She only has a few days left. It's so sad. So sad. So the last time I had a boyfriend, I was 19, and I'm almost 28 now, so it's been a good decade since I've ever been with a guy. And to be perfectly honest, like, I wouldn't completely rule it out because I'm very open-minded, but I just really don't foresee that happening for me. I have all the love in my heart for bisexuals because I think that bisexuality or just general, like, sexuality openness is a really, really beautiful thing because I think that, like, life is really short and we get this one shot at life and it's like, why not experience everything? Like, it doesn't mean you're going to like it. It doesn't mean it's going to be something you do every day, but it's like the fact that, like, you've experienced it, like, it's pretty cool. Like, I'm glad that I'm not a gold star lesbian. I'm glad that I've been with men and that, like, in some very, very, very small capacity, like, I could probably hook up with a guy. Will I marry a guy? Definitely not. And at the end of the day, I am fucking gay as the day is long. But, like I said, like, it's hard to break up that spectrum of, like, sex and sexuality and gender expression. Like, I even think about, like, the way that I express myself gender wise, like, changes on such a crazy rate. Like, some days I want to, like, fucking put on a dress and heels and tights and look sexy as shit. And then some days it's like I feel like I'm really harnessing, like, my masculine energy. And we definitely both have, like, the feminine and the masculine energy. And, like, I feel like for me that fluctuates, like, a lot, like what I want to look like or what I want to present to people. Our sexuality is an amazing fucking gift and you should utilize it to the fullest. Gaily. All in all, I do want to end on a positive note saying that, like, I'm so happy, I'm so blessed, and I'm so fucking loved this Valentine's Day. Like, my friends, my family, I have such an amazing group of people around me. And I think that it's so important to acknowledge that love that you have with, like, your best friends, and it fills you up. Like, it fills you up in ways that I feel like relationships, like, haven't been able to do it for me. And I think it's important that you feel that love from strangers, from friends, from wherever you get it, and embrace that because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really is. So if you're single and you're just feeling, like, a little down on Valentine's Day, just open your eyes for a second. See all the people that love you and all of the people that honor your existence and embrace it as much as you can because Valentine's Day is fucking stupid. Celebrate love every day of your life. Celebrate it every second from wherever it comes from. I have fiercely romantic relationships with my friends. There's so much more to life than finding that one person. And if you find them, that's great. But if you don't, like, it doesn't mean that, like, you're less of a person or that, like, that's something that you need. You'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Everybody's gonna figure it out. Be content. Be content in who you are and what you do and how you represent yourself. Be content being alone. Be content being with other people. Just be content. Live your life not worrying about whether somebody else is in it or not. Own too many cat accessories. Make a bucket list and start fucking doing it. Have roommates. Live with people. Live with a lot of people. That's fun. Fucking hate the word YOLO, but, you only live once. YOLO. Live for yourself. Don't live for anybody else. Because in the end, like, you just never know what's going to happen. Learn how to read tarot cards. Learn how to speak Spanish. Learn how to do anything and everything that you ever wanted to do in your entire life. Go back to school. Get your master's. Get your fucking PhD. Don't sulk about how you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You have life. Not everybody does. So happy Valentine's Day. Go and fucking love yourself. I love myself. A little too much, maybe. And if you take anything away from this, know that you are beautiful, you're unique, you're fucking wonderful, and I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Do you want to be mine?